The rain hammered against the window of Megan Harris's tiny apartment as she scrolled through yet another roommate ad, her fingers trembling with exhaustion. She'd been searching for weeks, ever since her last place fell through, and time was running out. The city was expensive, and her savings were dwindling fast. That's when she saw Jenna's post. Room for rent in quiet, secure apartment. Must be clean, respectful, no drama. It was simple, unassuming, and most importantly, affordable. Their first meeting was almost too good to be true. Jenna was warm, with an easy smile and a calm demeanor that put Megan at ease instantly. The apartment was spotless, sunlight streaming through the windows, making the space feel safe. Jenna offered her coffee, asked about her job, even laughed at her nervous jokes. By the time Megan signed the lease, she felt like she'd hit the jackpot. The first few weeks were perfect. Jenna was considerate, always cleaning up after herself, never hogging the bathroom, even leaving little notes with cheerful reminders. Don't forget your umbrella, rain later. Megan started to relax, thinking she'd finally found a stable living situation. But then, the small things began to nag at her. Jenna had odd habits. She never left her bedroom door open, not even a crack. She'd disappear for hours without explanation, returning with shopping bags that she'd quickly stash in her room. And sometimes when Megan walked past Jenna's door late at night, she'd hear the faint sound of whispering, like Jenna was talking to someone, though the apartment was empty. Then came the night Megan's cat, Whiskers, darted into Jenna's room when the door was left ajar for just a second. Megan hesitated, then stepped inside, calling softly for him. The room was immaculate, almost sterile, no personal photos, no clutter. But as she crouched to check under the bed, her hand brushed against something cold and solid. A box. Metal with a small padlock. Her stomach twisted. It wasn't her business. She should leave it. But curiosity gnawed at her. She tugged lightly, and to her shock, the lock gave way, rusted or broken. Inside, nestled under a folded scarf, were driver's licenses. 5 of them. All different names, different women, but every photo was Jenna's face. Megan's breath caught in her throat. She dropped the lid, backing away, her pulse roaring in her ears. This wasn't just strange, it was wrong. She needed to get out, to think, but as she turned, she froze. Jenna stood in the doorway, her expression unreadable. Looking for something? The words were casual, but Jenna's eyes were dark, calculating. Megan forced a laugh, her voice too high. Whiskers got in here. I see. Jenna stepped forward, her smile never wavering. You know, it's rude to go through someone's things. Megan's skin prickled. She mumbled an apology, sidestepping toward the door, but Jenna moved too, blocking her path. For a heartbeat, they stood there, the air thick with tension. Then Jenna sighed, shaking her head. You're overworked, stressed. Maybe you didn't see what you thought you saw. The words slithered into Megan's mind, planting doubt. Had she imagined it? Maybe the licenses were old, maybe there was an explanation. But as she retreated to her room, her hands wouldn't stop shaking. That night she lay awake, listening. The apartment was too quiet. Then, a creak. Jenna's footsteps, slow and deliberate, pausing outside her door. Megan held her breath, her heart pounding so loudly she was sure Jenna could hear it. After an eternity, the footsteps retreated. The next morning, Jenna acted like nothing had happened, humming as she made coffee. But Megan noticed the way Jenna's gaze lingered on her, the way her fingers tapped rhythmically against the counter, like she was counting down to something. Megan needed answers. She waited until Jenna left for work, then dove back into the box. This time she dug deeper. Beneath the IDs was a newspaper clipping, a missing persons report. Emily Carter, 23, last seen leaving her apartment. The date was 6 months ago. The address listed was this one. Her blood turned to ice. She flipped through more clippings. Sarah Lynn, Rachel Moore, each one a former roommate, each one vanished without a trace. And every single one had lived here in this apartment with Jenna. A floorboard creaked behind her. Megan whirled around. Jenna stood there, her head tilted, a kitchen knife dangling casually from her hand. "I told you," she said softly. "You didn't see what you thought you saw." Megan bolted. Jenna moved like lightning, slashing at her as she scrambled for the front door. Pain seared through Megan's arm as the knife grazed her, but she didn't stop. She wrenched the door open, sprinting down the stairs, Jenna's laughter echoing behind her. She didn't look back. She ran until her lungs burned, until the sound of pursuit faded. Only then, collapsed in an alley, her breath ragged, did she allow herself to sob. The police found the box, they found the clippings, they even found traces of blood under the floorboards. But Jenna was gone. Megan moved cities, changed her name. But sometimes in the dead of night, she'll wake to the sound of whispering outside her window. And she'll wonder if she ever really escaped at all. If you enjoyed this chilling tale of deception and survival, don't forget to subscribe for more twisted stories that will haunt your dreams. And remember, just because your roommate seems normal doesn't mean they haven't already chosen their next victim. Until next time, sleep with one eye open.